As overlanders, we often celebrate the miles we put in, the distances we cover, the remoteness we find. But what if you cheated? What if, within an hour of your backyard, you could find a place that blew your mind, challenged your rigs, and disconnected you from the online world? Is that still overlanding, or is that cheating? Well, that's what we're about to find out on this shakedown trip we took in our backyard to kick off the 2022 season. This is a shakedown trip. Shaking it. This episode is brought to you by Rugged Bound Supply Company, North American distributor for Big Country 4x4. This adventure is starting with the thing that fuels just about everything in my life: coffee. And let's not forget the view. Can you believe this place is just an hour from our front door in Boise? We found a spot the night before along the rim of the Snake River, no one around for miles, plenty of space for my rig and Chris's rig, and views for days and days. It kind of feels like we cheated, but we were here for a reason. I had a new awning and Chris and I both had new rooftop tents that needed testing on the trail. Chris got a new OBS Bushveld tent and I went with the Desert Armor Tank XL. We have big plans for 2022, so this gear was going to be essential to our travels. So we were both very interested in how everything would perform. So I'm about to take you inside our Desert Armor rooftop tent. It's the Tank XL, it's got an aluminum shell on it. Really, really cool. One of our concerns has been the space inside. We're a family of 4, and we're a growing family of 4. So last night was our first night as a family in this tent, and I will tell you that we all fit. But if you're looking at this tent for your family, just keep in mind, 70 inches is like just enough. So the question of would we fit was answered. What a relief that was. These tents set up and tear down so much faster than soft shells. Even here, after only a few times doing it, I'm probably saving 10 minutes of packing time. These tents aren't perfect, but in many ways, they are a big improvement. So Chris, how's this Bushveld breaking it down versus your ground tent?
Dude, this is so much easier. Not having to set up the air mattresses and pack it away. So, of course I say that right now. We'll see how this goes. Packing it up with the sleeping bags has been a little bit tricky, but I think the more we do it, the more we'll kind of get it down.
So Chris and Eljse went from a ground tent to this OVS Bushveld hardshell hybrid. This is a massive shift for them. So practicing setting up and packing down was a really good thing. Before long, everything was tucked in, locked up, and we were ready to go. Oh my gosh, can you believe it's March right now? The sun feels so warm. I think we're gonna see like 70 degrees today, so it's really starting to feel like spring. And here's what we're gonna do. We are going to find another epic campsite that's close. So we don't wanna go very far because this is a shakedown trip. So we're gonna try to get to this next campsite as fast as possible so we can practice setting up and tearing down camp again. So I think we're gonna head over to the South Fork of the Boise River, but we will see. So we were off, headed across the valley floor. I still had this feeling like we were getting away with something. But the truth is, we were more concerned about how our gear was doing than whether or not we'd get called overlanding posers. And while this was close to home, we'd never seen it before, so it was pretty spectacular to find out just a few miles off the beaten path, this vast, open, wild area is sitting right here for us. But I tell you what, the weather is nice this weekend in Boise and people are out. So we are seeing a lot of people, a lot of side-by-sides, a lot of other rigs out wheeling or camping. And so who knows what we'll find when we get back into the mountains. We're gonna climb in the mountains just a little bit. But we're hoping that we'll find some space to ourselves.
Pretty exciting that we can do this in the end of March. The weather's beautiful, so we'll just see what we see, but I'm confident we'll find a great spot to camp tonight. Looking forward to it.
I gotta be honest with you, I have driven this road many times. I've shot a few different episodes. I've got tons of footage of it. So I'm not gonna shoot any drone shots or epic shots of us driving this road on this trip. I'm just gonna show you shots from when we've driven it before. So here are those. This place is beautiful all year long. It's a gem. On a trip this winter with Chris, I spotted a place I thought we could camp. And when we pulled in, it instantly became my new favorite camping spot in Boise. Now we just needed to practice setting up camp with our new gear again. Assuming Chris and Eljse could agree on where to park the Jeep. Just do what you're told, man.
You know what? The true test of an Overlander is not how reliable your vehicle is or how awesome of a tent it is. It's that if you are leveling your vehicle or trying to set up camp and stay married after that, then you're a successful Overlander.
How are you doing on that?
So far, so good. Feeling good.
Will you help move these rocks and build our fire pit for us?
So, hey, Eljse.
Yeah,
Is this where we're stopping?
I think so.
Okay, because I didn't.
Apparently. So we're at camp. We found an incredible campsite, and it's really sunny and hot. So I'm so glad I finally got this thing installed, this 270 awning, and we parked the Jeep in a spot where we think we can get the best view and the best shade. And the nice thing about this awning is it sets up incredibly fast. Like I don't know, less than 20 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. I guess we could time it, but it's irrelevant because it's so fast. I mean, now we have shade for as long as we want it. Isn't that awesome? So far, we'll test it. We'll put it through its paces. But so far, this is pretty cool. So we practiced setting up camp again. And I think between our tents and my awning, we spent about 2 minutes getting everything deployed. This is the life. Oh, I almost forgot. I've been talking about what a great campsite we had and haven't shown it to you yet. Well, here it is. We spent the afternoon fidgeting with gear under the awning until it was time to think about dinner. Okay, what are we having for dinner tonight?
Chili mac.
Like
I can't order in.
From a bag?
No, from scratch.
You're doing scratch chili mac. This is the chili mac. This is the chili mac that the kids say is their most favorite meal of all time.
I mean, I think it's a requirement for every shakedown trip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, chili mac from here on in.
All right.
Shakedown equals chili mac.
Yes.
All right.
The chili mac.
That's good.
Attack.
The chili mac attack.
Chili mac attack.
I like it.
Shake it down. Shake it.
Oh, yeah, you can keep doing that. Yeah, you can do that. So we gathered around the fire for dinner and s'mores. Just a bunch of happy campers. We're going to bed tonight with hearts full of gratitude and good friends around us and tents that are a little bit easier to set up and a little bit easier to tear down, so that's a good thing. I was starting to think these close to home locations weren't cheating. That would imply we were taking a test. And this evening, sitting around the campfire with Chris and Eljse, talking about important and not so important things in our lives, felt like anything but a test. It felt like more of a celebration. So, we thanked the stars when they came out, and let the fire mesmerize us into another great night on the trail. It was a very sleepy morning. The air was still, the temperature was mild, but it was still March. So other than the neighborhood bald eagle and the lonely herd of elk across the river, there weren't any animals or bugs or noise of any kind. Coffee this morning was a bit of a group effort.
No good friend. That's another friend. Go without hot water for coffee in the morning.
Well, thank you. This will make my morning a lot more pleasant.
But once we were all caffeinated, we had some time to take in the morning from our little perch. Shakedown was a success because we learned a lot about our gear. There's a lot to like about that tent. There's a lot to like about the awning, which are kind of our two big tests. And then the other gear that we're using, like we've got the Jetboil, solid, no issues there. Our most important is like our coffee in the morning. We still use the AeroPress, and that's rock solid still. Everything on the Jeep is solid. I just got the gears worked on, the lockers fixed, retorqued the bolts in the drivetrain and all that stuff. And so the Jeep feels really, really solid, which is going to be important because this is going to be a big overlanding year. So right now, it's just really important for us to take these trips and make sure that the gear's solid, that the rigs are solid. And in that way, it's been great. So over here, what you'll see is our kids having a great time, still in their pajamas, rolling around in the dirt. So for all you parents out there who haven't been out with your kids, this is normal behavior. And you have to just get past the fact that they're going to be filthy. So we're just doing a quick final look around pickup of camp. And lo and behold, leave it to the kids to come over here and crash a can. So we're going to pick this up. Always look for your trash to pick up. And if you see anybody else's trash, just pick it up too. It makes everything better. On this second morning on the trail, I felt like I was getting the hang of packing the tent up. Chris was having a little trouble with his OVS, and I think that's because it's a very low profile design, which makes for a bit of a tight fit to get everything under the shell. But that's what we're out here to figure out.
I think once we get it, it'll be pretty easy.
Right, I guess that's what the Shakedown's for, is trying to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, definitely.
No
we'll
pressure.
Probably be figuring that out for the next few trips. So all more reason to go out.
Once we were all packed up, Chris and Eljse led the way out, and I pin dropped this campsite. Not that I'd need any help remembering it. The word overlanding is just a label. It doesn't need to define us or constrain us from experiencing the natural world in a way that works best for us on any given weekend. So, did we cheat? Yeah, we did. We cheated. We cheated ourselves right out of another boring weekend, sitting on the couch watching TV and wishing we were having an adventure. So, sorry, not sorry for cheating on this one.
Do you ever get the impression that like someone's looking over your shoulder?
I do. It's very
Yes.